Alrighty, this is G.I. Joe 2003, PG-13, and we're going to look at a few of the different variations, or, well, different years of the figures. One of my favorites is Jinx, and now, like I said, the weapons they made for this one, the 2003, are not as durable as the 87. I do have 3 of these actually, because I did give one to someone else, but then I got one back again. So I've always had 3. Even when I was a kid, I had 3 Jinx. So I do love Jinx. And later on, I guess they made a Cobra version, Vampra, or I think that's how it is, or Vipra, or there's no pronunciation of the M. There's no M in it. So Vipra. Oh, I can never pronounce some of these names. So again, but I just loved that version, and the black version is pretty cool. The weapons seem durable, and again, she comes with the Cobra Stinger for 2000, I think it was. So anyways, if you love Jinx as much as I did, I do love the ninjas, and like majority of you out there, you do probably love the ninjas as well. I mean, after all, you wouldn't get this awesome figure, Snake Eyes. And for this year, there was a few Snake Eyeses, so we do have Snake Eyes. Normally we could fit it all in, but pull back a little bit. There we go. Now you can see this year, the blue one, this was in the cartoon, I would imagine. Was it the radioactive scene? It becomes radioactive. Radioactive, radioactive. But the best version by far is the 85. The original 82, I don't have the 83, and I wish I did, because I love the swivel arms. The straight arms is nice, but you know, I love the 85 version. That is the best head sculpt by far, and I do remember playing with that one. My friend had it. I did not have that one. I did have this version when I was a kid. I was so envious, but I had my favorite Firefly, which I always used to just call the Saboteur. But anyways, now Major Blood does have a few different versions, and well, I did like Major Blood. I mean, you can't really do much to customize them other than put them in a Cobra soldier thing, and I did. I made my own custom Major Blood. So I put him in a Cobra outfit, because in the cartoon he actually is, you know, wearing a Cobra uniform. So you can see he does wear the Cobra uniform. And there was quite a few Major Bloods made for the O-rings. So we do have the 83. Now there was a 91 version. We're just gonna show you through the thing here, because it's nice to actually see what we're talking about. So there's a 91 version. Then there's 94. That one looks like way out there. Looks like he's some sort of cyborg. This one here, I would love to get the 2000 version. This is version 4. So again, yojo.com, and we have the 2003 version, obviously. And I think that's it for the O-ring versions of Major Blood, unless we find some more in the cartoons. Oh, there, I think there might be. Yes, there is. There's a 2006. So that's all the different Major Blood versions. So that's kind of neat, you know. Now for Vipers, there is a lot of different versions. And well, I just brought the 86 version to show you. And this year they did have 3 versions. And again, you know, they had a blue one that I don't have, but the red chest. So again, that's the Spy Troops. And there is awesome figures. Also, we're gonna just go into something else here for a second. There is what do you call that? I don't know if I have it on hand here. Heavy Armor Toys. Facebook it and see if it loads up. They're not ready yet, but again, I think a couple months they're supposed to be ready. Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, they're of course the Facebook always has to do that because I don't have Facebook. So this is what they look like. I mean, they do look pretty fantastic. So again, that's Heavy Armor Toys, and we heard that at What's on Joe Mind. So What's on Joe Mind does sometimes have some cool stuff, and they do tell you. So these ones do look like similar colors to the they even compare some of the G.I. Joes. So anyways, Heavy Armor Toys on Facebook. That's the only way to check it out. Now we have some other versions behind our versions. And now we already talked about Ace, but you know, we're just gonna show them anyways, because you could technically take Scarlet. Oh, I dropped her bow. You could take Scarlet, you could take her head out of there because the head sculpt sucks, and you could make it an Ace. Now remember, all you that didn't get a bow, you could type free shipping and look for weapons that come from China, and you might be able to find a black bow. That's how I got all mine from before, so you might be able to do that. Now the Ace version had a crappy head sculpt, so we put Tracker's head on them, and the 2023 Ace and the 1983 Ace. Again, we already showed you the differences, and well, they're pretty big. They have a smaller peg in the back, but oh well. Lampreys, we already done all the different versions of lampreys in other videos, and then the Big Ben we show, you know, Big Ben. And this is what I mean by the head sculpt for Stalker. Like, his original head sculpt looks way better than this. Like, what the heck? Doesn't even look like Stalker. Looks like some other guy just grinning at you. He's like, just the stupidest head sculpt. And you know, then the dial tone. The dial tones, here's the original version. I believe it is 86. And then, you know, they keep his head sculpt. His head sculpt really didn't deviate. Also, I wanted to talk about some of the other stuff, and you know, we will talk about Operation Recall. I think they're going until June, and we've looked at Operation Recall figures before. And then there's Call Sign Longbow. I don't know. These ones are really awesome. I've put in for all of it. I just hope they're not going to make them in China. And that's, you know, because if they make it in China, then Operation Recall, I think you have to go to backerkit.com. I don't know if that'll come in here, but it's Call Sign Longbow, and then Operation Recall, you have to do the same. And well, Operation Recall you can get through 3D Joe's. So just go to 3D Joe's on YouTube and ask him, because he might be able to give you the link for Operation Recall. Operation Recall is all the same people that made G.I. Joe back in the 80s and 90s. So you might want to look into that if you love G.I. Joe figures. And I don't think Hasbro is making any O-ring figures this year. That's so far the word. So, you know, we're just going to see if we can quickly see if we can find any Operation Recall figures. And again, there's tons of stuff here for it. So again, here's the original guy here. And there is some pretty cool stuff. So they have all the same artists and stuff making it. I like stuff. So that, oh, they have some pretty awesome stuff. Pretty awesome figures. I know I've ordered some. I went all in on Operation Recall, and Call Sign Longbow is only, I think, 11 figures. Operation Recall, I think, might be 18 figures or 16. Something along those lines, but it's not a bad deal. That worked out to be like 400 something Canadian, but I ordered extra. Because, I mean, they got the Shark Trooper. The Great White Shark Trooper. And, again, it is something, if you really want to get O-ring figures, there is a few lines. So, hats off to Hasbro for sucking. We're going to be getting O-ring figures regardless if Hasbro makes any or not. And, you know, I'm just inclined to say, Hasbro, you're losing your market and your shares are going to keep tanking because you just got too greedy. I don't want anything free from Hasbro. You know, almost inclined to just pack up those officers they sent and send them back. But no, I'm keeping them. Too bad, Hasbro. You know, it's just sad. Like, Hasbro used to be a really good corporation, and it used to actually care about their employees and stuff, or make cool G.I.Joe stuff like we love. You know, it doesn't fall on Lenny. Lenny's just the, you know, employee trying to sell some G.I. Joes, but it's the Hasbro that's price gouging people. And, well, it's not gonna work. You know, some people say that they just move on to the next product and flush it. They don't care what they do. Well, Hasbro, you're not gonna last long. And once those other O-ring figures start being produced, they're gonna come down in price. But, you know, the initial cost for some of these figures from the other lines might be a little more at the start. But you get a deal when you do buy your all-in. And I ordered a lot of extra. Call Sign Longbow has awesome figures, you know, Russian ones and stuff too. So you can make your Russian army to fight. And, well, sad. It is sad, but again, Carson from 3D Joes, look him up on YouTube. He did employ all the old guys that were making G.I. Joes from the 80s and 90s. So we're going to have our G.I. Joe figures. They're just going to have a different name. And all the figures are compatible. But that's something that Hasbro does not get, because they wanted to make smaller holes in the back, and they didn't care about making compatibility. Whereas compatibility means you can unscrew your figures, switch around parts, make different figures. And that's why Carson gets that. Carson from 3D Joes gets it. Same with Operation Recall. They're all compatible figures. And I'm pretty sure maybe Heavy Armor Toys most likely will be compatible as well, because it is a 3 3/4 line. And that'll be coming out in a couple months. We'll cover it more. Thanks for watching, and remember, Russia's bringing nukes to Belarus, which means China and Russia have something big planned. Stay tuned. World War III might be coming. Or who knows. But